Oh, Schnikes, what we doing? What are we doing? Is that an oil filter? Some freaking oil? What the hell are these things? I don't know. Oh, welcome everybody. Welcome to the channel. What do we do? We do all sorts of crazy, nifty, silly stuff. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Got a boat. Now, I gotta get in this sumbitch. And this is a maximum 1800 SR little baby bow rider for the family. It's a fun little boat. There's some seats in here you can sit in, and yeah, that window opens. And then that sumbitch right there, that fucker opens and you get away from the sun in case it rains. So we got some shit to do today. That's where you put the go-go juice in. So let's get this thing open, shall we? Okay, we have the boat opened, as you can see behind me. So, look at that suntan line. Jesus, it's not even August yet. We got some troubles. So, let you guys see what's going on here. There's a boat, and I'm gonna open up this son of a biscuit right here. So basically, what you're gonna need is some of that stuff. I'll explain that in 1 minute. Okay, that's my bottle blows away with the wind. You need a catch can for the oil that you're going to be pumping out of the oil out of the motor. So this is a pump right here, which screws on to the oil fill. Actually, not the oil fill, dipstick. I'll show you guys that in a minute. Spark plugs if you're gonna be doing that. Wires if you need to change those, and a distributor. I'll show you all that. Oil filter and oil. Oh, figured I'd show you. You know, there's some microfiber rags just on the dashboard and on the fish finder. Cool little fish finder underneath here. I got Father's Day last year. Garmin. Looks pretty cool. Dashboard, all the gauges. Out front, there's some seats for the kids. That's traditional bow rider. Get that out of there. Okay, spin this thing around. And we have a motor. This is a MerCruiser 3-liter inline 4-cylinder. Basically, this is the same motor that are in older model Chevys. This is a Chevy block, 4-liter, and yeah, this is basically it. It's pretty simple, just like a car motor. Here's your throttle linkage. There is your distributor cap with your wires. Here is your spark plugs underneath here, which I'm going to be changing. I changed last year. I change them every year. My wires are still in good shape. There's no corrosion on those. And here's an oil filter, which I'm going to be replacing with a Quicksilver. That was a short run-of-the-mill, last-second decision last year on the Fram. It's the best one Fram makes, and I really don't like Fram filters. Nothing against Fram. I've had not great luck with them. So anyways, that's a fuel water separator. And yes, sir, there's a serpentine belt. Normally on a car there'd be a fan bolted to this. That's why it's got those 4 bolts there. Like I said, this is a marine motor, but it's also in automobiles. There's a not your power steering, but that is a reservoir for your lower end unit. I can do a video on that another day. And then here's your carburetor. This is a carbureted fuel line that goes into the carburetor, and so on and so forth. But this is just about changing the oil. So basically, this is your dipstick, and right here is threads for that pump to turn on. Let me get that thing hooked up and start pumping. I'll show you. And if you guys are curious, this is the type of oil I'm using this year, and I have actually bought it on sale. Got it for 15 bucks at my local Walmart. Quicksilver, and that is a this is a 4-stroke, not a 2-stroke. This is inline. Anyways, yeah, synthetic blend. This is what I'll be using, and a Quicksilver filter. They're an aftermarket brand, which is very reputable. So basically, over here, and spark plugs. Sorry about that. NKG spark plugs. Okay, so basically, you have your catch can here, and these pumps can be purchased at any boat, marine place. And what happens is, you take your dipstick out. Think with your dipstick, Jimmy, and you thread that on to the dipstick tube housing and start pumping. Actually, I find leaving the oil cap on creates a vacuum, and actually you can hear it. Now you can start seeing it. yeah, it's good oil right there. Actually, this oil is pretty clean. Just keep pumping. There is an option to do it from the bottom. It's a little bit more difficult. You got to put it out through the plug, the boat plug on the back of the transom. You can also take that. This motor actually has an extension with a valve on it that you can take and drain it from the bottom traditionally. I find this super easy and it works well. Look at that, we already got a quart. So we'll pump this down. I'll take the oil filter off. I'll show you the housing on that and put some rags on it. We'll be right back with the oil filter. Okay, video magic. We have the filter off. I do have oil wrenches, but if you're crazy animalistic behavior like me with these mitts, I got that off by my hands. But there is filter wrenches that you can get this thing off with. All the oil is pumped out. It's a gallon, so that's 4 quarts. And I want to reiterate something. Leave this cap on when you go to do this, because this actually creates a vacuum, and you're going to need that. So leave your oil fill on as you're pumping that out. And like I was saying before, that line right there is the other conventional way to drain it on the oil pan down below. But I didn't use that this time. I've had that pump for many years, many different boats. But anyways, here is your oil fill. I'm sorry, your oil filter. And make sure when you get your new one right here, check it, make sure it's gonna fit the diameter, and always pre-lubricate your O-ring. It says it right there, see, little oil. And then put that bitch right on there, and we'll fill it up with oil. And then I might service that oil in that as well. I think that's just motor oil. I gotta double check and make sure that's in the owner's manual. I'll check that. But I'll let you know. But I know I'm gonna do the spark plugs, and I'll just show you one of them because they're all the same, just 4 of them. I will show you exactly what to do. Oh, so good. New oil. It's so nice. Okay, so this is some of the stuff you're gonna need. You're gonna need a ratchet. This is a 3/8 drive ratchet, and it's a wobble head. All this stuff does help you with removing spark plugs, joints and swivels. This is a spark plug socket. These spark plugs are 5/8. It fits right in there. There's a rubber grommet in there to protect it, and this swivels and has a joint as well. This is an extension, which you're going to need, and actually if you look at the head of that, that's called a wobble head. So these will all be able to bend around to get into these tight, crooked areas. Now what I want to explain to you, now you see the tools. I'm going to demonstrate this one for you because it's easy to get to. There's one right there, and there's 2 more back there. Doot, doot. This is for your coil. There's only 1 coil to this, one single coil to the cap and the distributor. That's all stuff that I'll have to explain in another video. But anyways, so that spark plug, I'm going to tell you what to do here to make it easier on yourself. Only remove 1 spark plug boot at a time, so you do not confuse the timing of your motor. Most spark plug wires aren't going to reach other ones, but you could get confused and put this one over here. I know it sounds crazy, but it can happen. So I want to reiterate, take 1 spark plug off 1 boot, off 1 spark plug, and do 1 at a time. And when you replace it, make sure you replace it with the proper spark plug. Go to your automotive parts store, more likely your marine store, and search your motor, and the guy behind the counter will get you the correct ones. And actually, I'll tell you right now, for people that are going to be replacing, this is a 2003-4 model MerCruiser. This is the exact spark plug number you're going to need in NGK. I run NGK in everything, motorcycles, dirt bikes, 4-wheelers, even my car and my truck. I run that. And this is the exact number you're going to need right here. PBR6FS for the Merc 3-liter. And I'm pretty sure that's run of the mill for all these because they're very standard. They've been around since the 70s. Alternator, it's a simple motor. Water pump, raw water pump, which is down in the outdrive out below. Some of them have it here, mine does not. That would be a thermostat that opens up and closes when it needs to. Cold water raw in, heats the heat exchanger to cool the motor down. That is the radiator in sense. That's how it works. That's not the video about it, but like I said, make sure I can make videos. If you guys want, leave comments down below. I'll make more videos on this boat if you're interested. 1 boot spark plug wire at a time. And basically that's it, guys. Change your oil, your filter, leave your cap on, and that's the spark plugs. Simple as that. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.